you should walk around, you know what I'm saying, as a civilian and like try to avoid as much as possible. I've tried to buy people drinks in clubs and stuff so I wouldn't beat their ass. You know, it's just a certain thing that you have to do. It's just a responsibility. And if I'm ever dating a girl and it get to that point where I'm like, I get it in my mind like, man, I feel like smacking this bitch. It's done. It's done.
Yeah, me and my girl were just watching the Dana White situation that he got into. And she seemed surprised when I said, like, I would not hit you. If you did that to me, if you smacked me across the face, I'm just so much bigger than you. And I'm not a fucking professional fighter by any means. I'm not like some huge muscular dude. But I also know that if I hit you in the face, I might really knock you out.
Yeah.
And if you hit me in the face, you might give me a little tiny bruise on my cheek. It's just not an equal thing.
Yeah, you don't think it's fair?
Yeah, now maybe if you knocked my fucking 2 front teeth out, maybe my brain would snap and I might smack the shit out of you for real. But I don't really think that I would react that way based on like a little slap.
Yeah, I saw the video. It didn't look like he slapped her back hard though.
But he kind of like continued with it. Like he hit her one time and then he kind of.
I didn't see that part.
Kind of like mashed her down a few more times. But he does have the ultimate card to get away from this in the sense that she did hit him first. So it is kind of still him reacting, even if it's a much smaller woman. You know.
Yeah. I basically, me in my opinion, I don't think a woman should put her hands on a man. Just don't open up that can of worms because we're a lot stronger and bigger than them. I don't condone domestic violence, but you know, like what Dana White did, what I saw him like kind of smack her back a little bit. Me personally, I probably would just threw my drink in her face. You know what I'm saying? Pushed her off of me. I probably wouldn't have smacked her back myself because I've been told I got a heavy hand. I probably would have knocked the bitch out.
I could imagine. You got big ass hands. I don't want to get hit with that.
I got big ass hands.
Yeah, it's like getting hit with a brick.
Yeah, because I got my son is 22 and he's a fighter, right? And we play around, we joke around, and I slap him and stuff, and he slaps me back sometimes because we joke. We're fighters. We just different, you know what I'm saying? When he comes to jump on, we fight in the house, just break out fighting, just make him tougher, right? But he told me like, "Damn, Dad, you smacked too hard." I'm like, "My bad."
That's interesting. So you do that just hanging out around the house, just kind of be whooping on each other?
Yeah, my son, he's an alpha. I'm an alpha. You know what I'm saying? He tested me before. Me and my son, we got in a real fight before. Maybe like when he was 20 years old, he sucker punched me. He tested me one.
What were you doing? Watching TV and he just pow?
No, my son, he would have a problem. I was trying to get him to go do something and he didn't want to go do it. And out of all my kids, I got 3 boys. I got 4 kids. I got 3 boys. I knew this one was going to be the one that tested me. And because the first person I ever knocked out was my dad.
Really?
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was like, I was probably like, when was it? This was right after college, was it? It was, I was probably like 20, 21.
Okay.
20, 22.
And what did your dad have to do to push you to this point?
Well, my dad used to be an alcoholic, and I was working construction for one of my uncles. And my dad came up to my job and stuff, and he borrowed my truck while I was working. And he left me at work. I was sitting out in the hot sun in the summertime, like 2 hours, 3 hours after work, just waiting for my dad to come back. We didn't have cell phones or nothing back then. And he comes back, he's drunk. I'm like, man, you're not supposed to be driving drunk. And I had my hard hat. I was taking him home, and he kept like threatening to hit me with my hard hat. So I swerved one time. I thought it was pretty dangerous. And I had a flashback when I was little. My dad decked me one time and swole my eye up. And I told him, I said, I'm gonna pay you back for that. You know, I was in elementary school, but I was big and I was tough. And I wanted to fight my dad back then, but so I was too little. I told I was gonna pay him back. And then when he kept swinging that hard head at me, I almost crashed. I pulled over and I tried to pull him out. I said, "No, you got to walk home." He was like, "No, I ain't walking nowhere." So I went around the side, and I regret this, but I went around the side and I tried to grab him out of the car, and he grabbed my neck and started choking me, and I just flipped and
It right in the car.
It was right. It was where he was coming out of. He was coming out of the car. He was finna start attacking me, and I hit him one punch, and I lost my temper. He dropped, and I started stumping him. Then his voice in my head said, "This is your dad." I'm like, "Oh shit!"
Right.
And I don't know if I was gonna try to kill him or what. I don't know.
But what do? You just wait for him to come back to life?
As soon as I snapped, I fell back and I woke him up, and thank God I woke him up just in time. The police started driving by.
Right. And then what? You lie to him about what happened, so you don't have to accept it.
well, he did ask me. He said, "What do you do to me? What do you do to me? What do you do to your dad?" I was like, "Damn, I knocked you out."
You have a nice window to lie about it though, because it's like you really don't know what happened.
No, I wanted his ass to know that I knocked him out, so he don't try that shit again.
Right,
man, because he could have killed both of us.
Yeah,
you know, I didn't know he was going to hit me with that hard hat. But that hard hat is hard.
When you look back at that though, do you have a kind of a warm feeling inside, or does it feel like a dirty part of your life that you actually knocked your dad out?
Well, it's nothing warm about it, but you know, shortly after that he got sober, and he, you know what I'm saying, he found God, he found religion, and he got sober, and you know, I like to think that was part of his wake up, you know what I'm saying. He got drunk enough to where, you know, I knocked him out, because if you really know me, you know I'm one of the nicest people on the planet. I don't like to fight. I don't like to you know, have to beat somebody up, but you know, I will if I have to.
Right. Because I remember my whole childhood, my dad was kind of whooping on me. And then around like 16 or 17 was when I realized, like, oh, when he tries to hit you, you can just grab him by the wrist and just stop him. Like, he's not as strong as you. You can actually stop him from beating you up. And then in my head, too, it was like, well, why don't you fuck him up one time so he never tries to hit you again? But I never really had the heart to do it. Whenever he would like get pissed at me or whatever, I would just grab his wrist and just yell in his fucking face and stop him. And then, you know, now when I look back on it, my dad's like this frail, old, elderly man. I kind of wonder like what that would have done to our relationship if I had just actually taken it to another level and knocked him out one time. Although now that he's old as fuck, it's like, well, I guess I'm kind of glad that I didn't have to live through that. But maybe that would have like changed the relationship. Like maybe that would have kind of set things straight between us. Or he would have become so fucking angry that maybe something really bad would happen.
It depends on what type of dad you have. My dad, after that, he straightened up. Me and him, it took us a while, and we made up, and he never fucked with me again. But you know, I was already grown at this point, and you know, it was something that. Honestly, it was something that I had been thinking about doing since I was little, because the reason why he hit me in my face when I was a kid, it was nothing. Like, my mom had a problem with me. I didn't have a good relationship with my mom, and him and my mom was recently divorced, and he came over and she, you know, whatever, told him to whoop me or whatever, and he decided to hit me in the face, and I'm like, man, you was wrong for that. You know what I'm saying? You don't even know what the story was. And he was like, yeah, I was just trying to show out for your mom, and it made it worse. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I wasn't really liking my mom back then in those days, and so I never forgot that. I'm the type of person, I can hold a grudge, but you know, it's still, I like to justify me hitting him because I thought he was going to hurt us.
I mean, it's the kind of thing where if some random dude talks shit to you on the street and you knock him out, you might feel kind of bad about it. Maybe you like feel like you overreacted or whatever. But ultimately, fuck him. He was fucking with you. You can't really feel that bad about it. I really wouldn't feel bad about it. I would just feel like you took a stupid risk because you might get arrested over this.
Right.
But then when it comes to your dad, it's like there's just this inherent thing about it. This is like the number one person on earth that you're not supposed to fucking hit, right?
Right.
Number one man, at least.
It happens, though.
But
you're right, though.
There's part of it that's like setting the universe straight, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm the big, strong dude now. Like, why the fuck are you still playing with me? The tables have turned, my friend.
Right, you're right, but I would never hit somebody just for talking shit to me, though.
At this point in your life?
Yeah, no, that'd be dumb as fuck.
The question is just how far it can go.
It could be scary. Like, if I'm out with my friends and somebody try to hurt me or my friends, then if I'm there, if somebody really trying to hurt us, help that guy, because I'm gonna go off. So if I tell my friends, if somebody fuck with us and he try to hurt you or me, help him, because I'm going to try to kill him. Right. And I just can't. If I lose my temper, I just can't control it. Yeah. You know, it's like self-defense. You know, I'm going to try to kill him. If it's like self-defense, I'm going to try to kill him.
Yo, we just hit 400,000 subscribers right here on the Clips channel. So if you want to help us out, click subscribe, get us to 500K. Yeah.